Plaintiff Janie Ortiz owns a rental property that she leased to the defendants. Janie claims she never had any problems with the defendants until the day they abruptly moved out and one of the defendants assaulted her, and she has the video to prove it. Janie's suing for property damage. Defendants Leah Enestrosa and her girlfriend Eileen Morales admit they never had any problems with Janie, but on the day they decided to move out, Janie tried to provoke a fight and they were forced to call the police. They're countersuing for stolen property.
Start with you.
Sir, as a young woman, I struggled through life. I went to school and I went full-time and I had a child, so I tried to make a better family for myself. So I figured I gave these two young ladies a chance. They seemed to be a very nice family. They had a child. So I figured, I'll go ahead.
How about that other part, school? Remember you said you put yourself through school?
I put myself through school.
Did they do that or were they?
They worked full-time and they went to school full-time.
Okay.
So they reminded me a little bit about myself. So I said, you know what? I'm going to give these girls a chance. They're like the perfect family.
Good.
Never would I think that they would assault me and damage my property.
When did they move in?
They moved in on December 1st, 2009. I really liked
When
them.
did things turn?
It turned on July 26th.
And so prior to that, everything was fine.
Everything was
problem.
fine. There was no problems.
All right, let me hear from them about that, and then we'll get to some of the specifics of the property damage.
Okay.
Ladies?
First of all, Your Honor, Eileen and I have been together for 4 years. We have a son together. We go to school full-time, we work full-time, and we also coach. Normally, we don't tell people we're a couple because we like them to get to know us as individuals first, because we feel there's a lot of discrimination in the world. And we would just like it if we weren't judged based on who it is that we love.
So everything was good, Your Honor. We had, like she said, we had no problems in the beginning, Everything was fine up until the time that she wanted to do a walkthrough, because we had did a lot to the house as fixing it up.
What month is this?
This is in about April in 2010.
Let me get back to her then I'll allow you all to respond. Ma'am?
Before the lease, they had asked if they can do some improvements. I said, you're allowed to do the improvements. I'm going to put it on the lease, but as soon as your lease is over, you are not to remove any of the improvements. I did a walkthrough. The house looked very nice, and there's like, oh yeah, we love it here. We have our privacy. Our kid can run around the yard. The property is actually on 3 lots, so it's a big yard. And they were happy, and they even told me that they wanted to stay another 6 months if it was okay. I said, sure, and maybe after the 6 months, I can probably try to sell you the home.
Okay.
And it stayed like that. On July 26th, I get a call from my sister stating that there's a U-Haul at the property. I go out there, and when I arrive, they are shocked that I'm there. And I asked, I said, are y'all moving out? And they said, yes, we had a family emergency. I said, well, y'all should have had the courtesy to call me and let me know y'all are moving out. It takes 5 minutes.
Their things were packed?
Their things were packed in the U-Haul.
And they said they had to attend a family emergency.
They had to attend a family emergency.
Oh, no, whatever was going to happen, it already happened if you all had to pack up.
No.
Go ahead and tell me what the emergency was.
There was family emergencies.
What was it?
It was like that, where my brother was in the hospital.
It caused us to change up our living arrangements, because after that day, her family needed somebody to stay there with her brother, because it was kind of like a behavioral.
Needed both of you to stay there?
No. Eileen to stay with the family.
So why did you move?
Because I couldn't afford to stay at the place by myself.
Okay, and she intended to stay with him indefinitely?
Yes.
All right, why didn't you all tell her? Didn't have time for that either?
We really didn't. We had a whole lot of stuff going on as well. We also needed
Had a lot of stuff going on, as in what?
As in, we needed to get ready for our starting school the following semester, in the fall semester. We needed to get, figure out where we were going to stay and what we were going to do, and we just needed everything settled by the time school started.
So with all that on your mind, of course, who has time to call the landlord and say, I'm moving out in the middle of the night? I can understand. Yeah, that's a lot on your mind. So, yeah, ma'am, does it take 5 minutes to talk to you? You're long-winded. Miss Ortiz, we have a family emergency. So, therefore, we're going to have to leave immediately, and hope you'll consider, if you don't mind, we'll talk with you about it later and see what we can work out. That's not even 30. How many seconds is that?
Well, 45. Your Honor.
No, it's not 45. That was 10 seconds. That was 10 seconds. Didn't have that, huh? Go ahead. You're suing them about damage. How did they damage the property?
Your Honor, after the July 26, 2 days later, the neighbors call me that there's a window open and the fence is opened and the girls have not returned to the home. So during that week, I had to work. On July 31st, I went to the property. It was my day off. The yard was 3 feet high. There was trash all over the place. So me and my son, my 19-year-old, we went out there to cut the yard. And as I'm cutting the yard, her mom arrives. The police got there, and I was trying to videotape before I left.
Videotape what?
I was trying to videotape the yard, that I had cleaned the yard.
Okay, why did the police come?
Because Miss Eileen, while I was videotaping, she smacked me in the face.
Your Honor, that's not true.
She smacked me in the face, and while I was trying to pick up the camera, she still kept on pushing me, and I have video.
Okay. And you say what?
No, Your Honor, that isn't true. On that day, on the 31st, what happened was that I showed up and my grandmother was waiting for me, yes.
Did you hit her while she was holding
I
the
didn't
camera?
hit her, Your Honor. No, I did not.
All right. You didn't knock the camera out of her
No,
hand?
she kept insisting and putting it in me, and I have a voice recording
Putting
as well.
it what?
Putting the video camera in my face and coming at
And
me.
that's when you hit it?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no,
We'll
sir,
be able
I
to
didn't.
see.
I hit the camera out of my way.
Right.
Right, I hit the camera out of my way.
Very good. We'll be able to
But
see.
I didn't put my hands on her.
Good enough.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes. I already called for a cop. I need a
Yes,
cop right
please
now.
come and have a cop over. She just hit me in the face. Yes, she did. I have it on tape.
You need to leave. I need to stop recording something. Can I leave?
Out of the way.
This is my house.
I'm in the city street.
cannot
I'm not in your house. I'm in the city
sorry,
street.
That's on the
How
side.
do you explain that?
No, Your Honor, I did not push her. It doesn't even show where I'm pushing her, or did I hit her? It didn't even show that either.
Why would she want to tape you?
I don't know, Your Honor. That's what I have to know. I want to know why was
That's
she there
why I
on
don't
the
believe
31st?
she was. I believe she was taping the property, her property, in which you abandoned without notice.
No, we
because
did
you
not
have
abandon.
this sick brother, and you had to go to school, and you had to do all these other things that prohibited you from calling this woman. What is it that you want to play?
Okay, I want to play the voice recording where you can tell the reason why she was coming at me, and I'm telling her to get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, and that she was insisting on recording me.
It's hot.
You need to step back and you need to just go mind your own business. They signed we didn't sign any lease. Yes, you need to go over there. You need to go over there. I have the You need to go over there. Why? You need to go over This there. is my house, isn't it? You don't even. It's not over, girl. It doesn't I know matter. it's not over, but I have to come here on my day off and cut the grass because they don't do and they're gonna find me. Who's gonna pay it? I am. Either way, but look at the trees and everything. Look at the trees and what? That's your. That's not my job. Yes, it is. No, it doesn't say that on the lease. It doesn't say that. Yes, I'll bring the right now. Go ahead. I'll bring the right now. Go ahead. I'll put you top. Go ahead. You need to get on my face
I was
already.
very irate.
Ma'am,
Yes, I was very irate. I was very irate.
in the future, if someone abandons your property without informing you while they have a lease, and all you're trying to do is tape the damage or the neglect that has been done to your home, please don't get mad. Just say, okay, all right, it's all right. You can leave my grass like
Your
that.
Honor, it was
You can abandon the lease. I'm being facetious. She had every right to be mad at you. Every right. Every single thing she said, I probably would have said the same thing to you. Okay. All right? Now, what damage to your property did?
Your Honor, I went the next day. That day the police arrived and I took footage of the house and you could see where all the cabinets are still in place and I have footage of that too. So those are the cabinets that are in place. That's the sink. That's another cabinet. That's all the trash that was in there.
Didn't have time, ma'am. You're not understanding. They had
They had two turtles. Now that's animal cruelty.
They left the two
They
turtles.
have two
there.
turtles in the bathtub. Animal cruelty with no water.
That's not
Well,
true, Your Honor.
obviously, registration hours were going to end very quickly. Go ahead, ma'am. What else?
Your Honor.
Tell me about the damage.
The damages, I
That
went
you're
the
suing
next
for.
day. I went the next day and when I walked in the property, I was devastated. I wanted to cry and fall on my knees. I couldn't believe these girls had done this to me.
What had
On the
they done?
wall, they printed, "Watch your back."
What? Oh my God.
I have pictures.
No,
I
Your
have
Honor.
pictures where they.
No, we did not, Your Honor.
I have. You can take all these pictures. I have pictures where they ripped the cabinets off. I have pictures of all the damages they did and all the mess they left inside the home.
Watch your back.
We did not do any of that thing.
Okay,
any
you
of that
didn't
stuff.
take any of the items off the wall.
No, Your Honor, we took what was rightfully belonged to us that she never paid
What
us
were
for.
those?
I admit we took the cabinets, Your Honor.
Those did belong to us, Your Honor. We have a repairman who, we have his witness statement explaining all the repairs that he made in the house that Janie refused to pay for, and we also volunteered to pay at least half of those for those repairs, labor and.
Ma'am, I'm sure that you can't lease someone's property, put your own fixtures in, pulling her fixture out, her cabinets. Then, when it's time to leave, you take your cabinets, and she's left with no cabinets.
Okay.
Okay,
Your Honor,
that's not how it
if-
goes.
Your Honor.
I'm sure your lease didn't allow that.
They should,
And
on the
the
lease, it
countertop,
states
Your
they
Honor?
shouldn't have been removed.
I know
on the
landlord-tenant law. They should not have been removed.
Okay, Your Honor, can she go into the house and take things that are not hers? Should we
did
also have
not
a police
abandon the
report?
Counterclaim, that's your counterclaim,
Yes, Your Honor.
$530. What did she do?
Okay, Your Honor, first of all, we didn't have a lease. We told her for the lease. In June, our lease
You did
ended.
not have a lease with
No,
her?
our lease ended in June 2010.
All right.
So for July, she asked us that if we were going to renew it and she
you
was going to
did,
raise
right?
it for $25. No, we
You
did not,
left
Your Honor.
instead, right?
No, we did not, Your Honor.
I know,
We
you
did not
left,
sign.
right?
Instead, we left. Yes, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
and took the fixtures with you.
Yes,
No,
and
yes,
the
Your
reason
Honor.
that we had
She
installed
said
those
no, and you
fixtures-
said yeah. Did you
Yes,
take the fixtures?
yes, Your Honor.
All right,
Yes, we did.
now
But
let's
that's
get to the
because-
stolen property,
Okay,
please.
yes, because
what are you countersuing
She
her
went
for?
in and she stole, when I went to the back after the cops had
What
left.
did she steal?
She stole my son's power wheel, a bike, the refrigerator.
All right, ma'am, did you do that?
No, sir.
You
I
have
would
any
not want
evidence
to
that
take
she
any
did
of
it?
their items.
I
Do
do.
you have any evidence that she did
Yes,
it?
sir. I have the police report.
Read
Report
what
stating.
you have. That's what you told them?
Yes, Your
Do
Honor.
they have any independent testimony
Yes,
or
sir. We do
witness?
have a witness.
Who is the witness?
They are a friend of ours.
They
who was
saw
supposed
her?
To, no, Your Honor.
They were
but
there with us the night before, and I
They
went in the
didn't
next
see
morning.
her?
Eileen
Your
had
Honor.
been
Your
there.
claim is dismissed. Your claim is granted. They
Thank you,
removed
sir.
the
Your Honor.
fixtures admittedly. That is a violation of landlord-tenant law. You cannot remove fixtures
And
when you leave just because you put them in. Have a good day, ladies. $5,000 for the plaintiff.
Thank you, sir.
Your claim is dismissed.
Thank you. You can say whatever you want. You have no evidence of me stealing anything from your home, and I would
Before you
never
got
do
there,
that.
they were gone.
Yep.
I did not
And
need
you
to
know what
argue
you
with
did.
you.
You know what you did.
I did not
You know
need to
what you
argue
did.
with you.